Welcome into Kitchen Talk Pickleball Edition. I'm your host, Caitlin Miller, and this week joining us is Brad Robbins. He's the founder of Kitchen Blockers. Brad, it's so great to have you on, and obviously we both love pickleball. You're here for a great cause and also protecting people on the court.
It's a pleasure to join you this morning um, on your pod, and the fact that you use kitchen in your name is even better.
Yes, we love that. So for people, I know a lot of people obviously know kitchen blockers. It's the lensless protective wear you see a lot of players on the court playing with. But I mean, tell me, I think you have a story yourself as to how you came up with this concept. So we'd love to hear it.
Yeah, I'm an older person. I have 5 daughters and 8 grandkids, and took up pickleball, and enjoyed it to a level. I started competing and entering tournaments, uh, 50 plus, 60 plus doubles, singles, and I was in a tournament in Cincinnati, where they do the ATP every September, and it was 2 years ago, 2.5 now, I guess, September, and we were playing, and I got hit in the face, and I got hit in the eye, and I had an ice pack, and we were driving back to our homes, and I said to my partner, "This sport is insatiable. There's so many great things about it, and where are the business opportunities?" Well, there's 100 paddle companies, and there's a lot of balls, and oh my God, nobody's thinking about eyes, and I don't understand why we're not protecting our most valuable assets. I was fortunate that I had a nephew who was an engineer. He engineered hockey equipment originally, and then moved to be a chief engineer of NATO companies' helmets and eyewear. Military eyewear for, I hate to say it, but snipers and long range artillerymen. And we started to kick around, well, how could we create the ultimate safety protection for pickleballers, that we took into effect depth perception, side view, and most importantly, impact. And we started to come up with some prototypes. And then what we did was we tested when we had something we were happy about at a Nassau military facility, and fired pickleballs at 60 miles an hour at 8 competitive products and ourselves. And unfortunately, a majority of them failed. The majority of them failed either because they broke on impact, their lens is a supportive piece, or just common sense, it would scratch. And that's how we started.
A quick break to tell you about something that helps me stay on the court longer and recover way faster. It's called Kineon. If you're dealing with knee or back pain like myself, tight shoulders, or just general soreness from playing a lot of pickleball, their recovery tools are a total game changer. The Move Plus Pro uses red light therapy to reduce inflammation, relieve pain, and help your body heal faster. And it's small enough to fit in your pickleball bag. Kineon also has a trigger point therapy tool that's designed to relieve muscle tension, break up those tight spots, and improve mobility with targeted pressure. To save 10% on these life-changing products, use code Caitlin or scan the QR code on the screen right in front of you. From pain to possible, get back to doing what you love both on and off the court. Now back to the show. What a creative and different approach, to coming up with this protective eyewear for pickleballers. I love to hear that. You guys obviously decided to go the lensless solution. So tell me a little bit about the thought process behind that.
So right off the bat, we were looking for a point of difference, and how to zig when everybody else would zag. And really when we thought about it and then started to do some initial testing, consistently the response was my lenses glare, my lenses fog, there's distortion when I'm indoors in the lights. And it supported really our thesis of, hey, lensless is better. And it was the only way we decided truly to go and create sort of a unique path, that's special to kitchen blockers. And one of the reasons why we've built important relationships globally is they're the leaders, and especially the dupers of the world, of in terms of how to control and make sure everybody's plays safe and stays safe. So we're surprised that there's not really competitive products out there. We suspect that there will be, and we're very happy of what we've created and the integrity of our product and the high end design.
Let's take a quick moment to share with you my go to gear on the pickleball court. Centerline Athletics makes player focused apparel built for the court. Their fabrics are SPF protected, quick cooling, and super breathable with that airlight feel. The Grip Tech technology is clutch. You can wipe away that sweat in the middle of a match and stay locked in. Every detail is designed and tested by players for maximum performance. So go grab your Centerline Athletics apparel and use code Miller for 20% off everything. All right, now let's get back to it.
And I think the response to what you've created has been quite remarkable. You guys just started in 2025. Now you're in more than 25 countries. Like you said, you've become a global brand. I mean, what has that been like to just build literally a global brand in a year?
Well, it was fascinating. I did just write something on LinkedIn because once a year I write something, and I've always been a service provider, right? A creative service provider. So, as you mentioned in the tennis business, I represented tennis players and I represented brands. And it was always there was subjectivity that was put in because, let's say, the client took it home and his wife didn't like it, or the husband didn't like it, or the child, or a player would say, no, this is what I need to look like. And here we were able to create really our own path and our own path creatively of this is who we are, how we're trying to change the face of pickleball, and how we're trying to change the face of pickleball with yourselves, the players. And it's a simple message. It's an incredible game. How much fun are we all having? But as you know from your tennis world, at a certain level, you can only play the match with certain people because it's
Yes.
not a lot of fun. With pickleball, you can get on a court with anybody, any demographic, any size, any shape, any ability, and still have a great game. And because of that, there is a little bit of a discrepancy between the good player and the bad player and the slowness and the fastness of reactions, and deflections happen like crazy. You
They
don't know
do.
where they're gonna come from. It's not this hard shot straight in the person's face, I hate to say it. It's a lot about deflections, and that's the path we chose to take.
Totally. No, it's actually really scary. Like, just I had it the other day off my partner's paddle. He was trying to block the ball, and then sure enough, it deflected, right, luckily into my cheek. But in those, you don't even see coming. So there's no way to protect yourself. And that's why it is so important to wear protective wear while playing. And I think one thing, my favorite thing about your company, Kitchen Blockers, is just kind of like the overarching meaning of it. Can you kind of explain just, your philosophy about the sport and how you implemented that with kitchen blockers and just the meaning behind the lens?
So, so kitchen blockers came up with the name because, as you guys have in terms of kitchen, the kitchen is synonymous, and much like the word pickle, that's truly unique to pickleball. And in pickleball, it was called the no volley zone in the early days. It is the no volley zone, but it's where all of the aggression and the speed happens. And in
Yes.
that case, you have no idea truly where the ball's coming from in certain situations. And wow, you get to see everything through your eyes. Don't ever put it at risk. A fascinating statistic, I was talking to the gentleman from Pickleball Central, and we believe that the overall penetration of eye safety in the sport, any eye safety, is max 15%. So we also believe that it's going to dramatically change. It continues to increase, and at some point, there's a belief that there will be mandating in some of these different networks, associations, et cetera. Didn't Until that happens, what we can do is be voices of play safe, stay safe,
Yeah.
and have fun when you're playing this great game. And quite honestly, we are not for everybody. So if somebody wants to, prefers lensless, prefers this, prefers anything, just make sure the quality is safe so it can't break on you and cut you in a different way. But any eye protection is great.
Totally. And that's something I feel like I haven't talked enough about on this podcast is just is player safety and using the proper equipment so that you can play for the rest of your life. I mean, we all need our eyes. We want to have a healthy face. We don't want to walk, have the urgent care bill go up. And so are you kind of surprised that you don't have much competition and that the standard, like, do you think there should be a higher standard for protective wear on the court, especially,
Um,
at the competitive level?
I think it's I'm pretty strong worded, so I think it's pretty crazy that you would get on the court and not wear eye protection. Where our growth is a huge part of it, and now we're in actually 40 countries,
Oh,
is organic growth. So somebody, typically, let's say a woman 40 plus, gets on the court. She thinks they're sort of funky. She likes that there's no glare, that doesn't fog, their distortion isn't there. Her three friends ask about it. The three friends then say, "Oh, let me try it." Either they're comfortable in the fashionable or superhero look it looks, or they're not. And if they are, typically the two or three get together and then buy them. There's a lot of color schemes. We have new styles and new sizing coming out end of this month. We have a slim version, so smaller
wow,
for ladies' faces, a little bit less obtruse, and then a junior line coming in 2 months down the road. But
amazing.
it's been really organic. We've had 5,000% growth, and we do not spend a lot on advertising. We're specifically really in the meta world, and we have a ton of ambassadors who are not engaged influencers, but are just telling their stories about what they feel and how it helps them enjoy the game a little bit more because they're playing safe.
Yeah, just super authentic. I love that. And that's just amazing for you guys that you don't have to market yourselves as much and it's just, you see these people playing and they love it and then they recommend it to their friends and as we all know, the pickleball community is very small even though it is worldwide. So many of us know each other. So that's amazing. And let's speak to that. You said juniors. You guys have recently partnered with PPA juniors, also USA Pickleball, Duper. That's amazing. So I mean, just to have those huge partnerships and to promote safety, starting with the children. I mean, what has that been like for you?
Well, it's following a passion,
Yeah,
and what's better, we talked at the beginning about your own passions and where do people get most excited, in terms of making a difference, communicating, and seeing results. And here it's been being a communicator and being in the ad business. So, uh, prior life, like I said, I'm an older gentleman. I was fortunate enough to be on the launch team for Apple Computer and brought a Facebook to Canada in terms of that network. So
wow,
in terms of dealing with sort of the brightest and unique outlying minds through my career, it teaches you to be a little bit fearless and see that thinking differently and being focused on your convictions can make a difference. Sometimes yes, sometimes not, but you need an insanely great product to be able to do it. And I think we've developed one. So uh, where that journey takes us is fascinating each day, and where pickleball goes is fascinating into itself because like we talked about before too, the professionalized aspect of it, the amateur aspect of it, the growth of clubs, all these are going to be, really having their own shakeout of where it goes and how many touch points there are.
totally. And I love too that everyone has their own story behind pickleball. And obviously, you had a whole other career before this. But I mean, tell me, I want to hear your story. I mean, how much has pickleball really changed your life on a personal level? And then also, obviously, here now on a business level?
Well, the personal level changed to a business level so dramatic because
Yes.
because my wife and I come to California in the winter, and a lot of it is to play pickleball and meet new people. And the club in the last year plus, we really launched at the Masters PPA last year, and a young man came up to me who was a 20-year-old aspiring pro and said, I was training in Fort Myers with a gentleman named Ryan Sherry, who's a legend in the game and still competing. For sure, the oldest person on the tour, and and he said, when I put these on, I not only felt safer, I could perform better because the depth perception allowed me to zero in on the target and to
Wow.
execute more efficiently. And now he's 21. He's the ninth best singles player in the world. His name is Zane Ford. And part of his shtick, whether you like it or not as a competitor, is he's this kid who's using the blockers and having tremendous success. So
Yeah,
uh, he's a great badge and a great way for us to accentuate at a certain level. But most importantly, and I'm quite repetitive about it. Your eyes are your prize. Put
yeah.
something on to protect them and enjoy this great game in a safer way.
Definitely. And for people listening that want to purchase kitchen blockers, try them. Are you strictly online? Are you in stores? Do you do pop ups? How does that work for you guys?
So, a majority of our business is online. We are at kitchenblockers.com. And other than that, we do have ambassadors and distributors around the world. We're very, very strong in Asia, Australia, New Zealand, England, and Canada. And then really our go-to retailer is Pickleball Central. They've been very supportive of our vision and are uniquely positioning us to their audience. They are the largest seller, so to speak, in terms of
Yeah.
pickleball. Um, we are in QVC. We are in extensive talks with all of the networks you mentioned. Um, we are in a really interesting conversation too with somebody in your city that really has some unique experiences as well. And and we're trying to be in the places where we can be, but respecting our brand, the integrity, who we are, what we talk about, and our positioning. We're not looking to be, hey, I could get this and punch these lenses out and they cost me $4. Uh, we don't encourage anybody to do that just because it's not safe.
Yeah.
Um, but if you're looking at something that are tested and their standards are right and they protect you, thank you very much.
Right. Right. No, totally. That's all what it's about. And I love too that you have those ambassadors who are super authentic and kind of telling the story, behind the glasses and what makes them feel more comfortable on the sport, like on the court. Because at the end of the day, that's really what you want people. Pickleball is such a good experience, but you also want people to feel safe. Because I even notice when I'm playing or coaching, really, people tend to back up from the kitchen because they're like, "Oh, I don't want my face to get hit." And it's just like, okay, well then, find something like kitchen blockers and hopefully you will develop that confidence.
Exactly. It's common sense as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
So that there is for sure the macho aspect of it, and there's the hey, do I look funny or not? And then find what's right for you.
Yeah.
So just be safe.
And just one last thing. I mean, Brad, obviously you've had a lot of great experiences career wise. I mean, what piece of advice would you give to someone that is maybe looking to get into the pickleball industry or just starting their own business in general that you've learned from kitchen blockers and just all of your other career experiences?
So, as we talked about before, I focus and I'm fascinated by engaged passion.
Hmm.
What truly are your passions? How do you think you can be different, make a difference, and get noticed? And in a positive way, be selfish. Do what's right for you. what's important, what your values are important, and where you're going to enjoy life to its fullest, both from a business stance, from a professional stance. Kill people with kindness, have fun, make a difference, but make the difference that's uniquely yourselves. And if you're not that type of person and not, entrepreneurial, and that gives you a lot of uncomfortable feelings, or it's just not you, then it's just not you.
Yeah.
What are your passions, and where can you make a difference? Is it doing good better? Is it philanthropically? Is it community minded? Is it something that inherently you think is wrong and you can help make right? But you gotta have fun, and you've got to enjoy your life. And whatever opportunity you pursue, if it's not right, on to the next.
Right. Totally. I love that. Well, Brad, thank you so much for coming on. Everyone listening, go check out Kitchen Blockers. Be smart, protect yourself on the court. Thanks, Brad, for telling your story, and we'll stay tuned to see who will join us in the kitchen next time.